going to switch into the book of short stories, White Lies. I'm going to read, this book is mostly inspired by mythology, Christian mythology, and mythology in the broadest sense of the word, of course. Roman, the Greeks are there, a little bit of the northwest coast. This one is part of the Greek section of the book. It's called Labyrinth. And it's bound to make some people blush. Let it be warned. I can feel him in the dimness of the labyrinth. His scent is faint but distinct. Will he be the one to send me to the underworld? A damp warmth hangs off the walls and lingers in the air, yet I can see my breath as if it was the coldest of nights. He's at the other end of this golden thread. Around one of these corners, his sword awaits me. His blood, or maybe my own, will be spilled. One of us will find death within these walls. My hands are strong. They have defeated many warriors. My arms swing the blade like no other. My legs are firm and fast. My rugged chest is as virile as any hero's. My erect cock is powerful and greedy. I have the might of 10 white bulls. My polished horns are as dangerous as any sword. Come to me, warrior. Follow the golden thread and confront me. Try to conquer my house. I'm expecting you. The heady scent of his fear, mixed with courage, reaches me, and he finally appears. His young body is supple. His face hides well the trepidation I smell. With a warm scream, he gives this match a start. Only mating can match the intimacy of a hand-to-hand combat like this one, a rhythmic succession of offenses and retreats, thrusts and withdrawals. Our swords meet in the air time after time. We grunt, we growl, we sweat, we pant. I corner him against the wall and throw my waist onto him. I hold him with my body, my chest against his, my aroused cock against his. I can tell danger excites him. I look into his eyes and they pierce me. They pain me. I'm conquered. I don't want to fight him. I want to make love to him. In a swift move, he frees himself from my grasp. His parting body takes with it my breath and my will. Loving him is the first step of my slaying. Continuing the ritual, I hold my sword as it gripping my prick and continue to fight so that he may feel victorious over the fearless beast I'm supposed to be instead of the lamb I know I am. Briskly, he escapes my attempts to embrace him. I let myself fall to my knees before him, my tail between my legs, and look once more into his enraged, brave eyes, holding my manhood with both hands. His hair is matted to his face, glistening with sweat. I surrender to his determination. He will have his prize, the head of the slaughtered Minotaur. Aimed at my neck, his sword glides in the air. Now, I'm going to read a fragment of a story that is called Astray. The inspiration for this story was that in my head three things got mixed up. First one, there was this ad, I'm going to try to say this briefly. There was this ad of a beautiful young woman walking down the street, and all of a sudden shoes start coming out of the window and start following her. And she, of course, gets home, and when she opens the door, there's the, let's say, boyfriend or husband or whatever he is staring at her like, you did it again. And she just says, they follow me home. That's number one. Number two, I always try to apply that with pets at home, but mom never believed me, mostly because I was always hanging on to the piano. And number three, dicks have brains of their own. That's just the truth. So all of these things got mixed in my head, and this is the result. And this is the one story of the whole book that is not based on mythology. Okay. The setup for this portion, what has happened so far, there are two main characters. Andy, who is having the worst day of his life, everything is happening to him, and Todd, his boyfriend, who's waiting at home, absolutely worried because he hasn't heard anything from Andy in a while. So, just keep walking and get home, he thought, knowing that a warm shower, dinner, some warm tea, and bitching about this hellish day with his arms around Todd's neck would make it all better. Just one more block to go. He was glad that he wasn't in a number of Singing in the Rain, because it would have made a miserable movie. The sound of banging trash cans startled him out of his angry rendition of I'm bitching in the rain. He knew he should just run the half block separating him from home in his utterly ruined Italian leather shoes, but instead he found himself walking slowly into the alley. Why am I doing this? Step. I'm going to get mugged. Step. Stab. Step. Back bashed. Step. Then, oh my fucking God. There it was, rearing its head from behind one of the trash cans. Standing, all on its own. Right there. Moving towards him. Finally, drenched to the bones, he released a cathartic and terrorized little girl's scream. Dripping water all over the place, Andy opened the door slowly, glad to finally be back home with Todd, until he looked at Todd's angry eyes, who in turn, seeing Andy's disheveled appearance, felt his fury dissolve in the puddle Andy was creating on the floor. "Babe, what happened?" said Todd, approaching to kiss him. "I was so worried. I have been calling you and leaving you messages all evening." "I'm sorry," replied Andy, still standing on the threshold and holding one of his shoes as if it was a baby. "It's been such an awful day." Todd grabbed a towel and started rubbing Andy's head to dry it, also removing the wet clothes for him to slip into a warm terry cloth robe. "Why are you holding your shoe like that?" Todd finally asked. With that guilty puppy that knows it will be punished expression on his face, Andy clutched the wet shoe against himself timidly and asked Todd to sit down. I swear, I don't know where it came from, but it followed me home." "Don't you tell me that you brought a kitten?" "No, it's not a kitten, not a puppy. Do you know how allergic I am to dogs?" he said, hyperventilating in advance. It's not an animal, I don't think." Carefully, he turned the shoe over the bundled towel and showed Todd, who was so terrorized he couldn't even scream. After the initial shock, and in total disbelief of what he was seeing, Todd's voice came out as a shrill, "Andy, what happened? Where did you find that? We have to call the police." "Oh my God, Andrew, what did you do?" "I didn't do anything. I told you that it followed me home." "Did you seriously want me to believe that followed you home?" "Yes. I was walking back home." "Walking? What happened to the car?" "I heard noises in the alley and for some reason I felt I had to go in and check and I saw it there, standing." "What?" I tried to back away and it started moving towards me." "Moving? It seems harmless. And I couldn't just leave it there. I mean, what if somebody else found it and killed it?" "Oh, so instead you bring that into our home?" "Sweetie, you're overreacting." "How can you say I'm overreacting, Andy? You're just telling me that you found a live and independent penis, testicles and all, and it followed you home." "Oh, Lord. Someone out there is missing his penis," whispered Todd, almost fainting at the thought, wanting to remove his eyes from the detached member, but unable to do so, attempting unsuccessfully not to think of himself being frustrated. Then it shivered, and he felt he was about to spit his heart out.